Hi, welcome to my show. I'm the auto claims guy, and today we're going to be talking about who specifically this show is for. So, this show is geared towards customers of insurance, people that are insured, that are looking to get some insight into why their claim handler said something. There's not a lot of resources into looking into, the interaction between claim handlers and the insured. This is also geared towards the claim handlers themselves. I stand with you in solidarity. I've taken hundreds of thousands of calls. I've been in the pressure cookers. I've been in intake. I've done call monitoring, all kinds of stuff. So I think what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of the call centers have analytics and metrics. So what happens is that we're graded on the length of the call. Should be around 2 to 3 minutes. We're graded on what we tell people. We're graded on the tasks that we do. All kinds of good stuff. So when you call into a claim center, and I'm thinking of the major carriers, you're going to be greeted by somebody that's probably been there a couple of years. The reason they've been there a couple of years is because they know how to kind of play the game. And they have standards that they live up to. They understand the policy. They're taking a look at things. They're taking a look at information as you're speaking. They're taking notes as you're speaking. Just passing the claim through the processes. So I stand in solidarity with all the claim handlers out there. A shout out. A reminder, if you like this show or you want to see more or you just like me chatting, please subscribe. Please like this video. And also feel free to leave comments. Nobody can know everything. And I'm certainly a person that doesn't know everything. So I think it's important for us to kind of take a look at the claim handler's job. As I mentioned, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. And then you have, your usual your office politics and your supervisors and your managers and your directors, HR, everybody. So what happens is that when let's say you're in an accident, you are insured, you do have a policy that's enforced. You call into intake. They will take your call. They have a specific amount of information they have to get, a specific way. They have to say specific things. And then they're going to route your claim. If there's injuries or if it's a complex claim, they'll route it differently. If your claim probably involves a total loss, it'll go to the total loss for the property damage. And then if there's an injury, the injury claim itself will go to the injury claim rep. So what's going to happen is we're going to get in the claim. We're going to take a look at it. What do we have? What do the notes say? Generally, the intake notes aren't going to be very clear. Everybody kind of has their own way of doing things. So, I can talk about lots of intake notes that are just, crazy. You look at them and you're like, this isn't a claim. This is a story from a fairy tale or something. So they're going to call the first call out because you're the one that pays us. It's going to be to our name insured. The claimant may have called in or not. So we're going to try to call you, see what happened. So let's say that we don't get a hold of you. A claimant calls in and says, hey, your insured's at fault. I want a rental car. Everything's about the rental car. Well, there's a few things that go into that. First of all, we have to talk to our insured. We have to, look at, see what evidence there is. Is there a police report? Is this disputed? What's going on? So I call my insured. He says, yeah, I hit that person rear end. They were parked. I didn't see them and whammo. I don't know what happened. So we call the claimant back and we say we'll send out an appraiser or you can go to a shop that we work with. And this is all for standard insurance. Self-insurance is going to be a little bit different, and I'll cover that in a different show. But so it depends on what's going on. So as long as I've got the claimant on the phone, I'm going to say, hey, are you injured? They're going to say yes. My neck hurts, my back hurts, my foot hurts, my inner thigh hurts, my right pinky toe hurts. I'm going to go to the doctor and get an attorney. Okay. Well, I will notate that you're going to get an attorney, and we'll wait to get a letter of representation from that attorney and then respond appropriately. So, it's a lot of people don't understand that if it's a disputed claim, if we talk to our insured and they go, oh no, they backed into me at a parking lot. I was just sitting there and they backed into me and now they're lying. Well, that becomes disputed. So when the claimant calls in, I'm going to say it's disputed. Is there a police report? Are there any witnesses? They're going to be like, no. I'll be like, well, you really need to go through your own insurance because you do have to mitigate your damages. And what I mean by mitigation is I mean that you have to minimize the cost and damages to your vehicle while we're investigating. That means removing your car from storage. A lot of shops won't charge storage if you go through them for repairs. If it's at a tow lot someplace, especially in Texas, is an extremely bad place to have your car in a storage. All these kind of things go into factoring, where the claim goes from there. And usually a claim rep is dealing with very angry people that are very emotional. They feel like that this is, they're not going to let a big insurance company run over them. They're going to make their claim. They're not going to go through their own insurance. Their rates will go up. And I've talked about that in different shows, is that for your rates to go up, there's actually a lot of factors into that. And we're talking age, gender, location, all that kind of good stuff. So, it comes down to a point, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? And I always tell people, have low deductibles, high policy limits. Insurance companies, we're not trying to be the big bad insurance company, but we're trying to keep our jobs, keep things right. I always wanted to do a good job. I always wanted to do what was fair. I just, that was my kind of driving force, is that I want to be fair. And we try to maneuver. Now, let's say that you call into an insurance company. Your insurance company, you go, hey, I was in an accident, I was hit. And I'm looking at the policy and you haven't paid your bill. I will say, so-and-so, you didn't pay your bill, there's no coverage. Or you only have liability insurance. So, you have to go through their insurance. Those two things are not pleasant. And people get upset. They're like, well, my uncle paid the bill 2 weeks ago. Well, we actually sent out notices for 3 months telling you that your bill was due. And ultimately, your policy is your responsibility and the coverage follows the owner. So there's a lot of things to consider. And as I said, this show is for everybody. I welcome comments, likes, please subscribe. Let's get this going. I stand with all my claim handler brothers and sisters, and, I stand with all my humans. So, as well as the customers. I get it. It's tough. Everybody's doing a tough job. Everybody's trying to protect themselves. Everybody, one of the first things I had to remember as a claim handler was that, when I make a settlement, let's say a bodily injury settlement for $5,000, that might be the first $5,000 people see. That may be a life-changing amount to them. And to me, I deal with it every day, and I deal with big, so it's like, oh yeah, I'll just toss around a couple thousand. Well, to them, it's actually life-changing money. So I will end with that. As usual, this is for discussion only. I am offering my opinion based on my experience. This is not legal advice. So I'll catch you on the next show. Okay, bye-bye.